That's tomorrow, and that is it. Again, 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, what is going on? We are live, doing it live. We're doing it live finally. Had a hiccup earlier. I had to postpone it till 3 o'clock, but I got everything together. My PC decided to just do some stupid stuff. It's time for me to build me a new PC, but I got everything going. It's good. So once again, thank you for joining me on a Saturday afternoon. I really do appreciate your time and your attention. You could be watching college basketball right now. I know the tournament is going on right now. I used to love the tournament a few years ago, but the one and dones have kind of done it for me. So I just kind of keep it in the background, but I don't really pay too much attention to it. I mean, I used to really be big into it. I used to take off work on Thursday and that Friday, or the first 2 days of the tournament, and just sit down on my couch with my newspaper. Yeah, I'm kind of dating myself, but my newspaper. I make sure my audio is good. Everything should be good. I just sit there with my newspaper and all my brackets and fill everything out and, put all the scores in, but I don't have time for that anymore. But enough about college basketball. This is the show in which I cover news, highlights, and events from the world of tech news. I bring you just the straight news, bring you the facts. Don't try to sugarcoat anything. Don't try to sensationalize anything. Again, I appreciate you taking time out to watch me. Not professional. I'll be making some mistakes, but I'm trying to get better each and every week as I do this. So if you can, just let me know what I can do to serve you better, to bring you the news that is most pertinent to you. But once again, thank you for taking time. Let's go over very, very quickly what I'm going to be covering this week. Just a few snacks real quick, the appetizers. UPS employees. So apparently you can become a millionaire by working at UPS. Yes, and I'll tell you how that is actually done. And Nueralink. This past week we saw Nueralink being used by somebody who was a quadriplegic, and he was able to play chess finally. So we'll get into that. So those are the first two things. Just a little small. Some of the bigger subjects I want to tackle. Let me show my screen first. Nvidia AI demo proves that the human voice artists actors are irreplaceable. The writer didn't like this, but basically what this shows is Nvidia Ace showing off how the dialogue is going to be able to be more dynamic and natural using their large language model. So you don't have to write a whole bunch of dialogue. It can just be used with that. We're going to go over Apple. Apple's roadmap was leaked. So we have a roadmap for all their products up until 2027, all the major new products. So we'll take a look at that. Go over to a bunch of news there. Samsung TVs for their OLED TVs for 2024 were released, and I have the pricing information about each of those TVs. And that Microsoft event also happened as well. Where's my tab at? Here we go. Microsoft. So Microsoft had a service event where they showed off a lot of Copilot and AI stuff, as well as Surface Laptop 6 and the Surface Pro 10. So we're going to cover all of that today on the channel. Once again, if you're not subscribed, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well. Also, if you have friends or family that enjoy tech news, please do me a huge favor. Make sure you share that with them, as I'm sure they will enjoy this as well. So, first up, again, social media. Follow me on Twitter, sounds_nerdy, if you want to get tech news every day throughout the day. Not every tech news that I cover is posted in video form, but on my Twitter or social media, I post a ton of links every day. So make sure you are subscribed there. I'm also active on Gab as well, if you're on there as well. Okay, so let's jump into this little bit appetizers real quick before we get to the main course. So, UPS employee accused of stealing $1.3 million worth of iMacs and iPhones en route to customers. So yes, so very quickly, there's a UPS employee who has I guess he hasn't become a millionaire, but he just sold $1 million worth of product from customers as he was delivering it. So Marites Beltrano, a former employee now, has been accused of stealing and then reselling more than $1.3 million in Apple iPhones and Macs. The case out of Winnipeg, so this is happening in Canada, reportedly came on the same day as the UPS was already planning to fire the employee after an internal investigation found that he was responsible for hundreds of thefts. He said that he stole at least 866 different Apple devices and then sold them to a person he met via online marketplace. So this dude was running a big old huge marketplace right there, just stealing stuff from customers and then selling it online. He also stole like some employee stuff. He also stole like jewelry as well. So not just Apple products as well. They said over the course of about 6 months or so, about 9 months, he deposited a total of $232, $650 in cash in bank accounts between September of last year and January this year. So I do wonder how long this was going on. I mean, that's just a 9-month period. It had to have been going on longer than 9 months for him to steal $1 million worth of equipment. But yeah, this dude he made out like a bandit. The man claimed that he gave the laptops to his family as gifts, while adding that sold the other items to help parents put a down payment on the house and to help his sisters in money. Oh, so this is a good thief. This was a good thief. So let's just give him that. This was a good thief. You know, he was willing to help out his mom and his sister. So this is a good thief. So let's cut him some slack. Yeah, we are right. We need to bury this guy. Let's go over to another quick story real quick. Nueralink video shows patient using in-brain implant to play chess on laptop. Yeah, so I'm sure you're familiar with Elon Musk's Neuralink, where they implant a chip into your head. It allows you to do several different things, control computers and everything. I think about a couple weeks ago, I think I also covered a video where they had his first successful human implant, and that person is doing very well. So here's the person playing chess. I'm not sure if it's the same person or not. It might be the same person or whatever, but let's take a look at this video real quick. It's a 9-minute video. I'm not going to play the whole video, but I just want to let you hear from his words just how this has affected him so far.
We should be streaming live here. Hello world, how's it going out there? My name is Bliss, and I'm an engineer at Nueralink. And I'd like to introduce you to the first ever user of the Nueralink device. And I think you're my only telekinetic friend that I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, not many more of those out there. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Nolan Arbaugh. I'm 29 years old. About 8 years ago, I was in kind of a freak diving accident and dislocated my C4, C5. So I'm a complete quadriplegic. So I'm paralyzed from below the shoulders. I have no sensation or movement below my level of injury, so below my shoulders. It wasn't the last few years. It was especially not like this. I had to use like a mouse stick and stuff, but now it's all being done with my brain. If y'all can see the cursor moving around the screen, that's all me, y'all. It's pretty cool, huh?
Actually, can you pause the song just for the audio coming through? And that was also done with your brain?
Yep. It's all brain power up there.
Can you explain a little bit just to people who maybe don't have any context on this field or what's going on here?
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, so I just wanted to play a little bit of the video. I didn't want to go the whole 9 minutes, but if you want to see that, I'll make sure to link it down in the description so you can go check that out afterwards. So very impressive. This guy was able to control everything just from his brain, just thinking about it. So this guy said this guy was paralyzed from the neck all the way down, and for something like this, I have no problems with this, you know. But I don't want it to get to the point where everybody's now getting these chips to, you know, like Cyberpunk or Mass Effect, like where everyone's getting enhancements and then not only that, but then remember this is an electronic device, so is there a possibility that this can be hacked? So then you now can hack other humans. So that's the pause that I have when it comes to something like this. And if this is something that's going to be Mark of the Beast, maybe, or you know, you have to have the Mark of the Beast in order to buy and sell. Just putting that out there, but I don't want it to get to that point. But for helping people who are paralyzed and need help, and then I think there's also somebody the next step that they're going to is somebody who's blind. So again, so for needs like that, I have no problem with it. But just for people who probably want to get enhancements again, become like Cyberpunk or Mass Effect like, or just, you know, Androids, I have an issue with that, and I definitely don't want that. All right, so those are the quick stories I wanted to get out of the way. Now let's go over to some of the larger stories that I wanted to cover real quick. So first up here, Nvidia AI demo unwittingly proves that the human actors, artists, writers are replaceable. So again, the writer of this story did not like the demo, didn't like what was going on. But what I want to focus on is just how the AI from Nvidia is actually being used in game development in terms of NPCs. So making NPCs have more natural conversations and dialogue trees. So that is pretty impressive from Nvidia at this point. So let's go through this. There's also a video that I want to show as well. It's just going to walk you through this Nvidia ACE demo. It's about 2.5 minutes, but we can go through that. During the GTC AI conference, Nvidia presented Covert Protocol, a tech demo aiming to showcase the power of the Nvidia ACE technology applied to video game characters. The demo is created in partnership with InWorld AI, the same company focused on generative AI tools that recently partnered with Xbox. So you see that there are definitely starting to become more studios, companies that are going to be using AI in their game development, and that is something that has been very interesting and talked about, is how this will penetrate game development. So we're starting to see that now. The combination of NVIDIA ACE microservices and in-world engine enables developers to create digital characters that can drive dynamic narratives, opening new possibilities for how gamers can decipher, deduce, and play. More interesting, we also get a list of developers and publishers and some companies unrelated to gaming that are embracing the technology here. So it's a whole list of them right here. I'm not going to go through all of this. Some of the bigger ones, you know, Ubisoft, you know, Tencent, who else, NetEase Games. So just a few of them that are embracing it right now. So over the next, you know, 6 months to a year, expect us start hearing a lot more, maybe from this technology and also other companies in developing their own as well. So let's show this video real quick. It's about 2.5 minutes, so make sure it's unmuted and play that for you.
NVIDIA ACE is a suite of technologies that helps developers bring digital humans to life with generative AI. To showcase these latest ACE technologies, we've worked with our partner, InWorld, to develop a new technology demo, Covert Protocol. In this playable tech demo, we showcase how InWorld's platform can be used to integrate AI NPCs with ACE technologies into games.
InWorld is the leading AI engine for games. Our platform unlocks groundbreaking game mechanics and streamlines workflows with AI. The InWorld engine allows game developers to add multimodal AI agents, narratives, and worlds that respond to players' actions. Every player will have a unique experience of Covert Protocol because NPCs dynamically adapt to the decisions and actions they take in the game. InWorld NPCs can perceive the world around them, learn and adapt, deliver nuanced performances, and autonomously initiate actions.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to receive such a top-secret, life-altering parcel. I'll go confirm it myself. Excuse me. Can you imagine giving a speech without any sleep?
InWorld's perception, cognition, and behavior system work together to power NPC performances in games. It's similar to how the human brain functions. Behind each of these systems, we are orchestrating several models to deliver the responsiveness and emotionally nuanced experiences that developers expect. The Covert Protocol demo takes a modular approach to bringing together the best of NVIDIA and InWorld technologies, while leveraging NVIDIA ACE microservices, namely Riva ASR and Audio2Face, to augment our speech recognition and animation pipelines.
Shall I try dialing another room for you?
The InWorld engine then orchestrates the characters' voices, animations, and behavior according to their personalities, emotional states, and contexts.
Game devs can integrate the InWorld AI engine for real-time experiences or leverage our design time and infrastructure solutions at different stages of the development pipeline. We know this demo just begins to scratch the surface of what's possible, so we will also be releasing Covert Protocol's source code. We're excited to see developers take this and make it their own. Show us what you can build using the InWorld AI engine and NVIDIA's ACE microservices.
yeah, so as you can see there, definitely something that is going to be coming down the pipeline. Now it says that it creates the characters and animation, facial animations. Now, admittedly, the animations and the facial animations are not all that great. But again, this is the first time that we've seen this, pretty much the first usage of it. Just think back to how AI has grown over the last 18 months, and particularly in the past year. We're going from still images to now we can get animated images. We can get text to video at this point. You remember the first example that we seen of Will Smith eating his plate of spaghetti. That looked terrible. Now recently we've seen it again, and it looks realistic. So it looks dramatic. So expect that same type of development as we go for it, and as it's going to be applied to game development. The animations are going to get better. The lip syncing and everything is going to get better. So yeah, right now it's a little rough, but again, it's just the first time. But again, I was talking about the article. The writer said he didn't like it or whatever. Granted, that's fine, but remember, this is just the first time that it's being exposed. But once we continue to get development over the next 6 months to a year, this is going to change the game immensely. I am very curious how. One of the questions is, how would this affect, writers and animators? Again, it says that it does animation. I didn't really dig too deep into that, but I do wonder how that animation worked. But in terms of writing, remember, so they are going to it's going to be based off of large language models that are applied. So somebody will have to write that specific dialogue or the LLM specifically for this game right here. I doubt that this large language model that will be modeled off of will be something that will be accessed, the whole web, the World Wide Web or anything, because that's just too much. You want it to be focused on this specific game and scenarios right here. So pretty interesting to see here, and definitely looking forward to seeing how that will not only help game development, it'll probably help bring down some of the costs, as we know that game development budgets are getting ridiculous at this point, and game devs are trying to figure out ways to recoup some of the expenses, and by not charging us $90-$80 for a game. But let me know what you guys think about that. Are you interested in this in the future? What do you think future of this has for game development? Let me know down in the comment section. Really interested to see what you guys have to say about that. But yeah, so it's definitely something that is going to be coming down the pipeline, so definitely look out for that and pay attention to that as well. All right, let's keep going here. Let's jump over to another Nvidia topic real quick. Well, I'm on Nvidia. Nvidia GeForce RTX 5090 rumors, expected release date, and what we know so far. So the next generation of Nvidia graphics cards are coming. We are getting information about what is coming from Nvidia. The 4090 right now is still the king, but it's been over a year right now, and so Nvidia is looking to take that next step. So let's take a look at what kind of information we have so far about the next version of the cards. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4090 has been on the market for almost a full year now, yet Nvidia hasn't released an RTX 4090 Ti upgrade to date. In fact, it seems increasingly possible that the Ti model may have been canceled as the company puts most of its focus into developing the next generation RTX 50 series. Yeah, so 4090 said it's still the king, still the beast. I wanted to pull up one thing real quick. I'll put it up, go down there. They just had a refresh of the 4070 series, 4070 Super. But again, those are not the 4090. If you're looking for that big gaming, that true in-depth fidelity, then you want to go with the 4090. But let's keep going here. What is the most likely Nvidia release date for this? If it does come out, it's going to probably be later in this year, in the fall. It may even slip to 2025, but we'll have to see. Nvidia's leaked roadmap claims that we won't see the Nvidia GeForce RTX 5090 until the first half of 2025. So they're saying within the first half of that. So it's a pretty large time frame right there. We also know that it's based off of Blackwell, and yeah, so Blackwell is already right now undergoing validation, so it should be ready in the next few months. But then you still have to have the consumer grade GPUs of that. So we'll see what happens. The RTX 5090 will be based on the same new architecture as the rest of the GeForce RTX 5000 family, known as Blackwell. According to a leaker, Copite 7 Kimi on X, GB202 will use the same process node as GB100. Leaker adds, it must clarify once again that TSMC4N is based on TSMC5, not 4 nanometers, and says that there will be a 30% increase in density. Even more exciting is it expected to deliver a substantial performance boost. According to a recent leak from reputable tipster Panerlide, the RTX 5090 is projected to be 1.7 times faster than the RTX 4090. So much big boost. I mean, that will be huge. Additionally, it is anticipated to feature 50% more cores, 78% more L2 cache, 52% increase in memory bandwidth, and operate at a frequency of 2.9 gigahertz. Meanwhile, Moore's Law is dead, claims that the RTX 5090 will be 7% faster than the 4090. So yeah, so big speed boost, big memory boost coming from the 5090. So this is going to be the one, the card to beat, the behemoth. As always, their 90 cards are top of the line right here. So additionally, there are reports that Nvidia will transition to the new GDDR7 RAM modules. This will not only provide increased speed, but also open up the possibilities of graphic cards with video memory capacities as high as 64 gigabytes of RAM on your video card. So, whew, wow. So, what will be the price of that? So, yeah, the price of this is going to be very expensive, as we already know. So, if you look at the current market of 4090 cards, you know, the prices of those are still hovering around 2,000 and above. So yeah, so there's no way that the 5090 is going to be less than that. And although we're probably maybe a year off from that. So these prices right here will go down, and then the 5090 will come in at the $2,000 mark. So yeah, so still expect to pay through the nose for that $2,000 for that graphics card. So, but if you want to do the best gaming possible, you definitely want to do 4K 60 gaming, then that's going to be the way that you want to go, as that is the top of the line right there. If you want your best gaming possible, then definitely pick up the 5090. It's a little bit more specs about it. The 5090 will feature a 512-bit memory bus that's 30% wider than the one that's on the 4090. There's also a report that the 5090 will have 28 gigabytes DDR7 memory modules, 33% faster than the 21 gigabytes memory module than the RTX 4090. But what's most impressive is the memory bandwidth for the alleged card. An apparent 77% boost compared to the 4090. That will give it 1,800 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. So again, this card is shaping up to be a behemoth, as we know that the top of the line cards from Nvidia are the best, and you're going to get your best performance from those cards. So let me know, are you excited about the Nvidia cards coming down in 5090? Do you have the 4090? Are you looking to upgrade to the 5090? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, what do you think the price is going to be? Again, it's going to be $2,000. And when do you think it's going to come out? We're hearing rumors well, not rumors, but Nvidia's roadmap says first half of 2025. So that could be anywhere from January all the way through June. So we'll see. So that will be, over 18 months since the 4090 came out? No, it'll be almost 2 years. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, let's move on real quick. Microsoft Copilot accessibility levels up with voice commands, taskbar icon, and more. Also, and this is from the Microsoft event that they just had this past week, where they showed off new capabilities with Microsoft Copilot. They also showed off how Copilot will be integrated into Windows. Then they showed Surface Laptop 6 as well as the Surface Pro 10. These are business class devices. So there's not the consumer ones, but they are expected to have a consumer release of those a little bit later at probably the Build conference. So while that is reading the article, going over some of the specs of that, I'll just play this video for you right here. So basically, just want to talk about everything that was announced at the show that Microsoft just had. So basically, it was, again, the Copilot, Windows integration, and the two Surface devices. Let's go over that real quick. I think it through 2023 without introducing successors to the Surface Pro 9 or the Surface Laptop 5. Microsoft revealed the Surface Pro 10 for Business and Surface Laptop 6 for Business at a digital event. With the new tablet and laptop might not be exactly the same as the consumer version of the Surface Pro and laptop Microsoft is expected to introduce before its Build Developer Conference in May. It should still be a pretty good indicator of what's in store. Yeah, so again, there are going to be consumer grade versions of these. So again, we get a little bit of taste of what it is, but I expect the consumer version to have a little bit more candy, a little bit more toys that the consumer themselves will actually like better than the ones that's more focused towards the business class people. Let's talk about the Surface Pro 10. This is again for a business. Surface Pro 10 features a kickstand, support for stylus input, and optional Surface keyboard, and more of a traditional laptop experience. This year's tablet is using Intel's Core Ultra chip. So both of the Surface devices are using the Intel Core 7 or Intel Core 5 chipset. So they made that jump. Obviously, with those chips, you're going to have your AI boost for neural processing. For even better on-device AI performance with anywhere from 8 to 64 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. So there you go. Outside, the most notable difference is it likely to be the new anti-reflective display. So they've updated their display on this. So now you can actually take this device outside and actually see your screen better than before because they have the anti-reflective screen on there. So you're starting to see a lot of laptops come out with this anti-reflective screen because a lot of people want to use their laptops. They want to go sit outside for a little bit, get some rays. So that's definitely a plus. We saw that with Samsung. They upgraded their laptops and they have the anti-reflective screen on that. So that's what we're looking for. It's supposed to be like 30% brighter as well with this new Surface laptop. Let's talk about the Surface Laptop 6 for business. Microsoft Surface Laptop 6 still comes with a great keyboard and trackpad. But this year's laptop gets many of the new same updates as the Pro 10. This includes the Intel Core 5 or Core 7 chips, and 16-inch touchscreen display, and new QR codes inside the laptop to act as shortcuts to repair and installation guides. So this is good for people who repair these things. You can just scan the QR code in there and get access right to what parts you need right for that. So that is pretty something that is definitely needed for somebody who is making repairs to these laptops. So very good for Microsoft in that regard there. So let's talk a little bit about some of the Copilot, what's going on with that. So Copilot is going to be definitely integrated into Windows a lot more. So just think about some of your more mundane tasks that you can do, such as searching for things. You can just tell Copilot to search for this. You can tell Copilot to do certain tasks for you. When you're doing notes, you can make your note taking a little bit more enhanced by just asking Copilot to do certain things for you. So let's just talk about some of the features. Microsoft announced a few updates coming to Copilot, including voice shortcuts and a dedicated Copilot key for the latest Surface devices. So both the Surface Pro and the business laptop and the Surface laptop have a dedicated Copilot key, so you can easily just pull up your Copilot whenever you want to, utilize some of those AI capabilities. The range of new features will improve accessibility on Copilot and make AI easier to use and access across Windows devices from your apps, emails, to everything else. So, talk about the Copilot. Microsoft announced a few major updates to Copilot with a clear emphasis on accessibility. For example, you can now use voice shortcuts to activate features with Copilot using natural language. So you could tell Copilot turn on live captions or even press keys or mouse buttons for you. Since Copilot in Windows, you can work across apps, files, settings, and the internet. You use it to control and access virtually everything on your Windows 11 device. So for those of you who are feeling super lazy, Copilot is here. You can pretty much set it to do pretty much everything you want it to do. So that's a good feature for anybody who wants to utilize Copilot. I don't have Windows 11 on this here. I have it on my Asus ROG Ally, but I haven't really used it that much. But you can actually use some Copilot stuff with Microsoft 365 as well. And then if you want to go to the website bing.com, Copilot is integrated into that. So to do different things. So in addition to improved accessibility on Copilot, Microsoft also announced new features for accessing and utilizing their AI assistant. New version of Windows 11 will introduce a Copilot taskbar icon that we saw at CES. Many new Windows laptops even have a dedicated Copilot key. Microsoft is also introducing a new work mode for Copilot that enhances its functionality even more. When you activate work mode or Microsoft 365, Copilot will be enabled across all of your Microsoft 365 data, from emails and documents to meetings and apps. So think about if you want to summarize meetings, if you want to summarize your notes or find a specific note that you have in all your documents, Copilot will be able to do that as well. So definitely something that is needed for those of us who use Microsoft Office products a lot, and it should help our note taking. It should help us stay more organized and our productivity as well. So we can be able to search and find different things that we want. Because though many of you out there probably have a lot of documents that you have to go through on a daily or weekly basis, so Copilot should be definitely a much added benefit to everybody out there who are looking to upgrade their Windows experience by using AI with Microsoft Copilot. So definitely looking forward to that. Again, my next PC probably will have Windows 11. This one I'm still running Windows 10, or maybe my laptop will have it, but at some point I will upgrade to it. But what do you guys think about Microsoft Copilot? What about the Surface Pro devices? I'm looking forward to that. Again, as a reminder, there will be more consumer-based Surface Laptop 6 or Surface Pro 10 devices coming at probably their build event coming up pretty soon in the next couple of months. So looking forward to that. So don't forget, let me know what you guys think. Jump down in that comment section, ask me a question, just let me know. All right. Disconnected a little bit. That's kind of crazy. Whatever. So this past week, Apple's roadmap leaked for the next 3 years, and we got a lot of information about what is coming down the pipeline from 2025 all the way through 2027. They have some stuff for 2023 and 2024, but that stuff is pretty much already out. So let's just go through what some of that information is. So I did a video just a couple of days going over everything. I thought it was a pretty good video, if I must say so. Thank you. So in that video, I went over everything that was coming down the pipeline from Apple in this video, from the AR glasses to the foldable iPads to the new Macs and iPads. But I'm just going to go through this very briefly in this video real quick. So over the weekend, we've seen a massive leak of Apple's entire roadmap. You can see the image posted right here. Just blow that up for you so you can see that a little bit better. So 2023, like I said, that's obviously old news. 2024, we talked about the Vision Pro that already came out earlier this year. The first thing here I want to note is the OLED iPad. So Apple is under the transition of moving all of their devices to OLED screens. Talking about their iPads, their MacBooks, they already did that with their phones. And some of their newer phones also, as you can see on this map, will also be using OLED as well. So Microsoft is, Apple is transitioning to OLED with everything here. Just some articles. So there's a ton of articles that I have posted on the website that went over all of this stuff here. So the first one here just talks about the iPad here. The new iPad Pro could be available in new matte screen option, according to the rumors here. I'm not going to go over this whole article again in the video. I went over a little bit more detail. You get matte and glossy screen options here. Another thing right here. New iPad Pro models are expected to feature OLED displays, the M3 chip, and significantly thinner design, and the new Magic Keyboard accessories. So, M3 chip is going to make the iPad Pro it's basically a laptop at this point. Just attach the keyboard to it, and you can pretty much just run the gambit with this thing, take it through its paces, and pretty much do everything you want. We already know that the iPad Pros are, when it comes to tablets, if you want something that's a laptop replacement, that's the way you want to go as. They have a ton of apps, a lot of business apps as well, Adobe apps. So you want to do creative stuff, you can do that on your iPad Pros because they have the apps that that will allow you to do that. So the new iPad Pros coming out with the M3 chips, again, is going to take that game to the next level for Apple. So that was part of the roadmap. Talk about bigger display, talk about 11 or 13 inches as well. So I think there's another article here. So the final M3 iPad Pro details revealed. So again, just more confirmation about the fact that we are going to get that M3 chip. Talk about the design, sleek evolutions, interactivity, as well as the Magic keyboard accessory. So again, in my video, I talked about this, so I'll make sure that is linked as well, so you can go through that. What is next up? So let's jump over to 2025 real quick. Talk about the iPhone SE4. Now, it's been a couple of years. 2022 was the last time they released a SE device, so they're looking to probably release that in 2025. So again, that will probably also have an OLED screen, although it will be a little bit downgraded compared to something you would find on the higher end devices. Again, this is a cheaper device or a budget device, so we expect that. 48 megapixel triple camera as well, and some other information about the iPhone SE4. I'm not going to go into great detail, but the iPhone SE4 could all have an OLED display, but will it finally get a design update? So we do have what the iPhone SE4 is expected to look like right here. You can see some leaked images right here. Basically, you got the single camera here, then you got your flash and your sensor right here. Okay, there's your cutouts here for your different sensors on the front of the screen here. So that's based off leak images that we have so far to date. So it's going to undergo a little bit of a change. I think it more likely looks like the, I don't know, like an older iPhone at this point. But that's what we have in 2025 coming from Apple in terms of that. Now let's jump over to 2026. This is where things get really interesting. It's because the first up in 2026. First off, let me make a caveat real quick. Again, this is just a leak. This is just a rumor. So things can change at this point. Production issues can happen and push things back. You know, we never know what happened with the supply chain. So all of this, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But in 2026, the foldable iPhone is expected to be coming from Apple. So this will be Apple's entrant into the foldable market, as a lot of people has been waiting at. And I know a lot of Apple users are envy of the foldable phone and they want one. So Apple is looking to get into that in 2026. So you will maybe finally be able to get your hands on that device in a couple of years. We've been speculating that some people thought that 24 was going to happen. Never thought that. 25, I thought that was a little sketch. 2026 seems to be more realistic at this point to me. And I think that's when we'll see that foldable iPhone from Apple at this point. Let's see what we have in terms of information from iPhone. Under the screen, Face ID rumored and arrival date pushed back. So this was an article back in March 15th. So we got that, and then as well as, no, that's something else. So that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. Also, we talk about the XR device as well. So we got another budget XR device that will be coming out, and then the OLED MacBook. So again, the MacBook with the OLED screen, that's going to be coming out in 2026, so in the 14 or 16-inch variants. Then let's jump over to 2027. First up here, AR glasses. Now, this is the first time that I've heard about AR glasses from Apple. Now, you probably had rumors or anything, but just to see this on the roadmap, this is something that seems to be a little bit more concrete if this is true. Again, I didn't have AR on my radar for Apple at this point in terms of glasses. But let's also jump over to the foldable iPad. So we've been hearing about the foldable iPad. I've got articles, I think, dated back to November. Again, in my video, I showed a bunch of those articles that they have it. A foldable iPad from Apple is coming probably in 2027 according to this, and it will be expected to be 20 inches. Talk about 20 inches. That is huge at that point, and this would be very, very interesting if Apple was actually able to pull this off. Let's see what we have here. Foldable iPad maybe coming in 2027. Again, this is all leaks. This is all rumors at this point. Production issues can happen, and it could get pushed back to maybe 2028, but 2027 is what it looks like what's going to happen with Apple for this affordable iPad. I do wonder how that will be received, and again, knowing something like this will be very expensive, and probably not a lot of people will actually be actually getting this device, because foldable phones are expensive. You look at the price point of the foldables here, $1,700-$1,800. Just imagine what a foldable iPad is going to cost you. $2,500, $2,600, $2,700 maybe. Yeah, that's, you know, getting up there into the Vision Pro where just only a handful of people will actually be able to get this. But we'll see what happens with this. So let me know what you guys think. What are you most excited for or looking forward to on this leak roadmap from Apple? What device are you looking to pick up? And I'm sure it's got to be the foldable iPhone. And just a little bit more information about the foldable iPhone. In my opinion, I believe Apple would be better served if they came out with like a flip style or a clam style foldable first. Because again, that would be cheaper. And you think about the people who use Apple devices, got a lot of Gen X people. Because cool and trendy, that's where the flip phone is kind of geared towards. So I think that would be where Apple would probably come out with their iPhone. That would be the one that I would come out with if I was them. Or maybe they just do both. I don't know. But I think come out with a foldable flip style phone, I think that would be better for them if they did that. So all right, that is everything in that. Let me know what you guys are thinking about. What you want from Apple from foldable standpoint. And the last topic of the day that I want to cover is Samsung's 2024 OLED TVs are out now. All eyes on new anti-glare technology. So very interesting. Samsung OLED TVs probably are the best looking TVs you can get on the market right now. I own their first OLED TV, the S95B. It's upstairs in my front room, my great room. A beautiful TV. Picture quality compared to my 2015 LG OLED TV, it's just night and day. And Samsung just is knocking it out the water with that. So let's take a look at that. While that is going, I'm just going to run some footage for you. Just show you some OLED stuff from Samsung. All right, so Samsung announced its 2024 TV price on Wednesday with its cheapest OLED model, the 55-inch, the S90D, starting at $2,000. The price is on par with LG's 55-inch C4, its equivalent OLED model that competes directly against Samsung. Samsung's most notable OLED advancement this year is its anti-glare technology on the S95D. That's their higher end model of its OLED lineup. That starts at $2,600 for the 55-inch. So I also have pricing information as well for you. I'm going to go over that. So LG and Samsung will compete to see which company can lead the pack in OLED TVs this year. Now, I'm not sure who leads in terms of OLED. I haven't seen those numbers, but I know Samsung, I think it's still the #1 TV manufacturer worldwide in terms of sales. I think number 2 is, no, that's in terms of LCD panels. I know it's Samsung, and then number 2 is TCL in that regard, in terms of LCD panels. So let's take a look at some of this pricing information real quick from Samsung. So right here, we have their different models coming from 55 inches all the way up to 77 inches. So let's start with the 55 inch, $1,900 or $2,000, and that should be available anytime right now. Then you got the 65 inch, which is $2,699. That's for the S90. So again, this is not their higher level, which is the 95 one. So if we go up to the 95, that starts at $2,500. $2,599, and then the S95D 65 inch, the $3,399. So like I said, I have the S95B 65 inch, and when I bought my TV, when we bought ours, it was, the MSRP was $3,000. We got it on sale for $2,700, $2,799. So look at this price point. It's definitely higher than when I bought my TV just a couple of years ago. So it looks like it's about $400 more expensive than before. And that's obviously due to probably inflation. We could thank somebody for that. And then obviously supply and whatever. So yeah, so cost is definitely higher. And then 77 inch, which is $4,599 if you want to go 77 inches. So comparing that to what LG offers, I'm not going to go into great detail. So LG offers their C4 and their G4 TV. So if you want the G4, we'll compete with the S95. And then the C4, we can compete with the S90 from Samsung. But LG offers a wider range of TVs. So for their C4 TVs, they offer anywhere from 42 all the way up to 83 inches. And their G4, they're 55 all the way up to 97 inches for their OLED TV. So bigger, wider selection if you want to go LG route. But if you want Samsung's with their quantum dot OLED TVs, then this is what you have. Again, TV looks great from my experience, and I've seen the 95C. I haven't seen the 95D at CES. I think it was in a private location or whatever. But these TVs are available. It should be available right now. Probably if you head over to like Best Buy or Amazon, you can get them. Again, yeah, so again, maxes out at 77 inches for Samsung, LG 98 or 97 inches if you go with the G4 model. So that is pretty much everything from Samsung in terms of pricing for new TVs. Definitely a lot of people looking forward to this, but let me know what you guys are looking forward to when it comes to Samsung in terms of TVs, or are you actually thinking about going the LG route? Both are great TVs. You won't go wrong with either one of them. LG has also implemented a lot of gaming features for a lot of people. Talk about VRR, 144 refresh rate. So some of the things you need to consider as well if you want to pick up one of these two TVs. But let me know what you guys think about the TVs and the pricing from Samsung. Is that too much for you? You want to go cheaper? You can always go to 90 route, or you can go a totally different route with TCL or whomever else, somebody that offers cheaper TVs that you're going to get good quality from. But again, from personal experience, I own the S95B. That TV is very bright. It's color, and it's in my great room, and it's really bright in there. I got 6 big windows, and so the screen quality still holds up very well. Because that was one of the issues with OLED, is that because of the screen, if you put it in a very bright room, that's not the ideal spot. You want to generally use OLED in a dark basement, maybe, or not as much light. But with Samsung, they actually fixed that issue, and with the anti-reflective glare in the S95D this year, there should be no problem with viewing this TV in a very bright room. So there you have it. Once again, that is everything that I wanted to go over today for you guys. Once again, thank you for taking time out to watch this video. Again, please do me a huge favor. If you enjoy staying up to date with the latest tech news, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. Also, make sure you share this with your friends or family that enjoy this type of content as well. Also, again, if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to soundsnerdy.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more tech news, all at the website soundsnerdy.com. Also, you want to follow me on social media, head over to Twitter. I'm at sounds_nerdy, sounds_nerdy. Again, I put out a lot of articles throughout the day. Not all the articles that I do make it into video for. If you want to follow more tech news, head over there. I'm also very active on Gab as well if you want to go to an alternative social media. I'm also on other places as well. Getter, True Social, Minds, Instagram. You can go over to all those places and find me there. So thank you once again for taking time out. And guys, until next video, stay nerdy.